Welcome CUSD students, families, college reps. Special welcome to our college reps joining us this evening, and to any community members. My name is Monica Carrera. I am a CUSD-Futureology college and career counselor. I want to welcome all of you to CUSD Virtual College Fair 2021. This is day 3 of our 4-day event. Today, you are joining us for the Art and Design Programs Showcase. We are very grateful and excited for all of you to join us today. Before we get started, I do want to kind of go over a few logistic things. So this session is being recorded and it will be posted on our website as well as our YouTube channel. You are all, your mic and video has been disabled, so we cannot see or hear you. The way that you can communicate with our reps and with myself tonight is through the Q&A. So if you do have any questions, please submit them in the Q&A. I do ask for 2 favors. First, if possible, to hold your questions until the end, just to make sure that all of our reps have an opportunity to present on their campus. And then the second thing is that if you do have questions, and the question is specifically for a campus, please include that in the name. Otherwise, we will assume that the questions for all of our reps. All of the questions will be answered live or through text at the end. And then please give us feedback about this event, about your experience after when the event ends. So with that being said, a few more things just before we get started. This is a rapid fire structure presentation. The reps will have 6 minutes to talk about their specific campuses. It'll go very fast. So please take notes, take a few pictures if you need to of the reps' contact information. Please take a note of any schools that interest you. We will have the recording available for you at a later time too, so that you can review it at your own pace as well. So I want to thank our reps for joining us this evening. So I want to welcome our first one, which is Barb from FITM.
Thank you, Monica. My name is Barb Daly, and I represent FITM. FITM, we believe your college experience should be rigorous and exciting, challenging and transformative. But above all, it should empower you to begin a satisfying, successful career that suits your passions. FITM is an accredited private 4-year college offering specialized associate and bachelor's degrees as well as MBA. Our world-class faculty prepares students for careers in the fashion industry, creative business, interior design, digital arts, and the entertainment industries. From entertainment to tech, to action sports, streetwear, design, and lifestyle. California is the 5th largest economy in the world, and it really has some of the most creative and entrepreneurial thinkers. And if you look on here, we're named one of the top 10 graphic design colleges, design schools by College Magazine, and one of the top 10 sustainable fashion schools in the world by the University Network. That is our campus right there. It's located in downtown Los Angeles, right by LA Live and Staples Center. There's about 57 blocks up in LA. They're nothing but fashion. It has its own zip code. We're in the middle of there. It's a great, exciting location. You can take the next slide. You can receive AA degrees, also bachelor's degrees, and such thing as graphic design and fashion design, digital cinema, theater, costume, knitwear, menswear, interior design, textiles, and visual communications. Also, we have bachelor of science degrees like digital marketing and product development, beauty industry marketing, apparel industry management, business at denim, and business management. And we also have an MBA. We have 2,900 full-time students with an average class size of 15 to 1. Our AA graduation rate is 67%, and our BA and BS graduation rate is 89%. Our completion rate of total enrollment is 71%. We have career advisors that work one-on-one with you, which is really awesome. We have a very high placement rate because of it. We like to interview our students their junior year of high school or anytime if they're attending a junior college to really get to know the student. We look at the student as a whole because not every student is the same, and all of us have different passions and wants. And once we get to know you, we feel like we can get you in the right major for you to be successful. There's many scholarship opportunities. A big one of ours is called Fashion Club, where you can start a club and receive a very nice scholarship at your high school or college. The next slide, please. So here's my contact information at the top. If you're looking for study abroad, we have many opportunities for study abroad, and they are based on your major. A big one of ours is called International Manufacturing and Product Development, which is a third-year degree where you'll start in Paris to research align. We collaborate with different companies like Nike and I believe Silver, and there's just Cotton On. There's a lot of different companies that we actually collaborate with, and the students, 12 fortunate students that apply for this department will actually get a chance to help make a line. And then they'll go to Milan and end in Hong Kong. It's a wonderful opportunity, but there's many, many study abroad programs. That's just one. We also have exchange programs: Denmark, England, Italy, Spain, Mexico, India, Australia, and Vietnam. And I don't know about you, but after this pandemic, I'm ready to travel. And hopefully this will be wide available by the fall. Scholarship opportunities like National Scholarship Competition, Fashion Club Presidential Member, which is that one I mentioned, which is a $10,000 scholarship for presidents, FCCLA, DECA, FITM Merit Scholarships, and more. Admissions process, you really meet with a partner, a admissions partner. I am a college rep and I have a partner that's in the admissions department, and we like to have you meet with them even before you apply. You need to have 8 to 12 creative works to apply to FITM, and that could be a portfolio. It really is to get to know you and your passion and your creative abilities, not necessarily your skill level, but really your creative abilities and your passion. I always tell students, if they're not excited about that project and getting that portfolio together, you're probably not in the right major. So it's something you should be really excited about doing. Personal essay. Provide 2 references, and you complete the online application. Next slide, please. This is our URL. Please feel free to scan this. It will take you to a form where you can fill out your name and your email. Also, there's a little box there. If you want to connect with one of those admissions partners that I told you about, please do so. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what you're interested in to take that next step to be in a successful career of your passion. Thank you for your time.
Hi, everyone. I'm Columbia Schaefer. I'm an admission counselor with California College of the Arts. California College of the Arts, or CCA as we're more commonly known, is a fully accredited 4-year nonprofit visual art and design college in San Francisco, California. We do have some campus presence also right across the bay in Oakland. So we really do participate in the entire, creative community of the Bay Area. Next slide, please. We are a very close-knit community of just about 1,200 undergraduate students, about 400 graduate students, and that gives us an 8-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio, which is really incredibly helpful when it comes to helping prepare you for a career in the arts, in part because 95% of all CCA faculty are working professionals. So when you think about going to study art, you want to study art from artists, from designers, for people who know what it's like to work in the creative industries right now. Part of what we're doing is preparing you on campus with a first-year program where you can come in, you can take a wide range of classes in drawing, 2D design, 3D design, and 4D time-based design, and then kind of feel your way into a major from there. So we are not a direct entry program, but you apply to the college with any sort of visual art or design interest, and then you can come in and have a major after that. The kind of way our curriculum is set up, combined with the 8-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio, the high percentage of working professionals, is part of what gives CCA students really strong career outcomes. So CCA is actually rated the #1 best value art college in the United States by PayScale, and that's for return on investment. So we know when you're looking at art colleges, it's an expensive prospect. There's a lot of different numbers to be keeping account of. You know, there's financial aid to think about. And we do certainly offer a lot of financial aid opportunities, but we're also really happy to tell you that the money you invest in a CCA education comes back to you in your career. This is true of CCA alums in their starting salary right after they graduate, but also true, we still are a good value art college when it comes to your mid-career salaries. We're also one of the top 15 most diverse colleges and universities in the country. Not just art colleges in this case, but all colleges and universities across the United States. We draw students from all across the United States, and we have about 42% international students. And we think having that diverse community in the classroom and on campus is incredibly important to widening your perspective as an artist and to helping you grow and, you know, exchange different viewpoints with your peers. Next slide, please. You can see a full range of majors here. Don't quite know what happened with the slides. That says comics, and it should say coming fall 2022 underneath. These are our 22 undergraduate programs. Comics is brand new and will be starting off next year, which we're really excited about. Animation is our largest program, followed closely by illustration. We also had one of the first interaction design programs in the country. Historically, we've had strong programs in furniture, jewelry and metal arts, textiles, a lot of traditional craft-based mediums that you can't find everywhere. And another new program that's really exciting is the game arts program. So those are just a couple of highlights. Obviously, you can see that's not the full picture, but there's a lot of options here. If you have questions about any individual programs, let me know in the chat. I'm happy to tell you more about them. But overall, I do want you to know you'll be working interdisciplinarily at CCA. You will have one of these as a major, but you can absolutely take electives in any and all of these programs. So if you're curious about like 10 of these, great. That is a good sign that CCA will be a good fit for you. Next slide, please. Our campus is right there in the heart of the design district in San Francisco. We are surrounded by art galleries, architects' offices, interior design showrooms, interaction design studios. A lot of the creative industry of San Francisco is right there in the surrounding blocks of CCA. You know, we have students in our graphic design program who intern at the Adobe office across the street. We have students in our game arts program who are able to, you know, walk 3 blocks down the street and intern with Zynga. We have those kinds of industries, those kinds of companies right there in our own backyard. And that's part of what makes San Francisco an awesome place to study art and design. Next slide, please. We are also a residential campus. So I know that's something that students often ask about when it comes to urban campuses like CCA's. You're not taking a shuttle from facility to facility. Everything is right there in one spot in San Francisco. You are able to live in Founders Hall here. It's actually required the first 2 years. You can go downstairs, eat in the dining hall, walk across the street to your classes. Next door is your first year studio. And you're really able to be part of the community, join clubs, get to know friends in the residence hall, and have that creative community right around you. Next slide, please. This is my contact info. Feel free to pull out your phone and scan that QR code. That will get you to a short form where you can sign up and get more information from CCA. If you scan that code, we'll actually invite you to a couple upcoming events. We've got a portfolio development workshop, an artist statement writing workshop, and portfolio reviews coming up. So scan that, fill out your info, and we'll invite you to those events. And of course, if you have questions outside of this session, feel free to email me at admissions@cca.edu anytime. Thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amy Mitchell with Emerson College. And I went ahead and put in the chat my email, which is right there as well, along with a form so that you can fill out the online inquiry card, which will get you on our mailing list. Some schools are paying attention to things like demonstrated interest, and filling out those cards and letting us know that we saw you is one way to let us know your level of interest. And you can see from our picture that we are a city campus. So Emerson is located right in the heart of Boston, directly across the street from the Boston Commons. So that green space there is the Boston Commons, which is kind of like Central Park in New York, where every kind of major event happens in the city that would be an outdoor event, is really directly across the street from our campus. And I think we're a little bit unique in the urban nature of our campus, and that it is a very small urban campus. So we have 12 buildings actually in a 2-block walking radius. So although it is urban and it's city environment, it is a really, really small city environment, very walkable, very easy to get around. It takes maybe 10 minutes to walk the entire campus. You can go to the next slide. All right, so we have been around an awfully long time. As you can see, we were founded in 1880. So we have always been a school that is very committed to the arts and communications majors. It's really the heart of who we are. And I can talk in a little bit more later about a little bit more about in depth about what that means. The main campus is in Boston, as I just discussed, but we have 2 other campuses, which is always kind of a surprise to people. The other campuses are semester programs, so they aren't full-time campuses, but designed for students to be there for a semester. We have the campus in Los Angeles. It's actually in the heart of Hollywood. We built it from the ground up maybe 7 years ago now. It is a beautiful kind of space agey looking building. It has a 75-seat film screening theater in it. There is a helicopter pad on the roof. There are these fire pits and a beautiful sort of conference kitchen area where Scandal used to shoot a lot of their conference room scenes. A really incredible space, and it's really designed for students in particular in our film program to be able to end up doing an internship and hopefully getting a job. So students will typically, if they have an interest in this program, will do it usually senior year, first or second semester. They'll live in the building, take a couple of classes, and then do an internship that again hopefully leads to a job opportunity for them. The complete antithesis of this is our other campus that we have, which is in the Netherlands, which is a 14th century medieval castle. And it is a true castle with an inner and an outer moat, a drawbridge. This is a program that any student can take advantage of. So it is something sophomores typically will do. It is done by lottery system, though the odds of getting in are pretty good. We take 85 students, usually about 115 to 130 apply for the lottery. It is for any major because it's based in the liberal arts. And basically you can do this, like I said, as early as sophomore year. Live in the castle, you take classes there, and it's also designed to get you comfortable and confident with travel. So the classes will end early on Thursdays so that you can spend the weekends backpacking around Europe and getting a chance to kind of see the world in a larger way. You can see that we are a smaller school with 3,800 students, but I always say we're on the big side of small. We're certainly not teeny tiny, but we are kind of that nice size where you know most people, but you're still meeting some people that you haven't met before. Classes will be small because of that 13 to 1 student to faculty ratio. Most of our faculty are working professionals in their field, so you'll really get a chance to kind of get those hands-on relationships with the faculty, get to know them incredibly well, work on projects with them, internships, all sorts of things. And it's important to us that students are coming from all over the world so that you're getting a variety of voices in that classroom environment. So as you can see, we have students coming from literally everywhere. And we also want you to get that chance to travel. So we have a number of global programs that you could take advantage of as well. And then of course, as I said, all of our majors are in the arts and communications. We can go next to the next slide. So we are in the heart of Boston, as we talked about, which is a pretty incredible space to study. Over 60 different colleges and universities in Boston proper. That gives us almost 900 different internships that students can take advantage of. We are in the theater district in Boston, which is a pretty incredible place to be, especially with our arts and communications focused majors. I'm virtually sitting in one of Emerson's theaters now. We have 3 theaters that look like this that were built in the late 1800s, early 1900s that we've revamped back to historical standards. As a part of our arts and communications majors, we're very well known for theater. We're ranked number 6 for film schools in the country. We're consistently ranked as one of the top journalism schools in the country. We're well known for anything in creative business. We actually have Tim Gunn coming to teach some classes, which is going to be really cool in our business program. We are well known in creative writing, anything in those areas, marketing, sports communication. Those are kind of the things that we are most well known for. As a part of our campus, we also do have 5 residence centers. We do require that students live on campus actually the first 3 years, which is more than most schools. And that is because we are in such an incredibly expensive neighborhood. My time is almost up, so let's go to the next slide. Couple of things to know about the application process. We are a Common App school. Easiest way to apply is to use the Common App. We'll ask some Emerson specific questions along with your personal essay. Kind of your standard required credentials that you will have at most any school is a Common App school. Will kind of be a part of that, including your letters of recommendation and your official high school transcripts. We are test optional. We have been test optional since 2017, so we are very committed to being test optional. And will continue to do so. You still have the same access to be eligible for merit scholarships or anything like that as a test optional applicant. Some majors will require something additional. So if you are applying performing arts, either on stage, off stage, or backstage, you will either do an audition or a portfolio and interview. Our comedic arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, will require a portfolio of some sort. And then visual media arts, which is where our film program lives, will have an optional portfolio requirement. We offer early decision 1 and early decision 2, early action, as well as regular action. And I can't remember if there's another slide. I think that might be it. Yes, that's it. Okay, thank you all so much. Just hang on to my contact information and I'll hang tight for any questions.
All right, how's it going, everyone? I'm assuming great. I can't hear you, but I'm assuming great. My name is Jason. I am an artist. I am a painter, more specifically. I'm an arts educator, and I work here at Laguna College of Art and Design in the admissions department. So what we'll do today, we'll talk about mainly our majors, but really there's a long conversation to have about everything we do. So you're always welcome to reach out to me. I'm going to put some links here into the chat box. That will take you to a link resource bank where you can learn about all things LCAD, and you could always follow up with us. But here we are in Laguna Beach, so right in your backyard there of Orange County. With this slide here, I like to impress this idea that the college is in the middle of a creative economy, where a lot of the jobs, a lot of the industry, a lot of these things are right here in our backyard. So we have LA up to our north, film industry, game industry, animation industry. Right here in Orange County, we have a lot of top international brands, things like Vans shoes, one of our industry partners from our graphic design program. They're right here in our backyard, and those of you who have driven around Irvine, you'll see company logos and stuff constantly of things that we buy in the stores or things that we're familiar with. So that's Orange County, right? That's Southern California here. The campus itself is located up about a mile from the water, from the Pacific Ocean. So they're down towards the middle left, I guess, you see the LCAD logo. We are located in the canyon that leads into Laguna Beach. So those of you who have driven down to one of California's most beautiful beach locations, you may have been familiar with the rural campus environment, all the hiking trails and stuff that are right around Laguna College of Art and Design. We are a fairly small school. We have 700 students total at our college. So 700 students total. The average class size is about 12 to 15 or so, give or take. And we really are that college where everybody knows everybody's name. You're on a first name basis with everyone there, from the president to your faculty to the admissions staff at the college. All right, next slide, please. So here, this is where I like to spend time on figuring out where students, what their interests are. So feel free to reach out to me. Part of my job here at the college is a portfolio coach. So it's to inform you on the college, but also to help you get in, make sure your portfolio is ready to go. And before we get that, I have a slide dedicated to portfolios. Let me introduce here what we do in our BFA degrees. Now, the degree structure at Laguna College of Art and Design is the BFA. This means that you spend more time, specialized time, in your major. So for instance, day 1, freshman year, if you want to study animation, you're taking animation classes. We don't have what's called a foundation year, where you would kind of go in and explore the college and figure out what's going on and then pick a major later. We actually ask that you declare a major in the application process. That's partly why we spend a lot of effort as an admissions committee to work with our applicants to make sure their applications are ready to go. Of our programs, animation tends to be the more rigorous in terms of getting accepted. We do have some very strict portfolio requirements for that major, so be sure to check out our guidelines on our website. So let's go down the list here quickly of what we do. We have very limited majors. We don't have a long list, so I could probably go over each one of these. Animation is a 2D pencil on paper classic animation program. We are learning about all the tools that go into building an animated film from script to screen, and you're looking at the tradition of 24 frames a second animation. So one of the most important fundamentals here is drawing. We want to see that you as a young artist are developing your drawing skills. Next up, we have our drawing and painting program. This is our only fine arts major. You'll hear me speak a lot about commercial arts when I talk about our college. Most of our programs deal with a typical 9-to-5 job, but instead of, you're making art for money for a company or whatever. So most of our programs are commercial. Fine arts is our only non-commercial program. This is where you essentially are an entrepreneur. You are self-expressing the images that you want to see into the world. And we're helping you out with career services and professional studies, business classes as a part of this program too, to make sure you are prepared. The type of art we do in drawing and painting is traditional representational realism, where students spend 4 years mastering how to draw the figure, how to draw a portrait, how to draw a landscape very, very well. From there, we have entertainment design. This is a concept art major. This is a program where students are learning how to build visual development for large creative projects, things like amusement parks, video games, movies. People in this program will have to learn how to work in a team with other creative people for large creative projects again. Then we have game art there, students learning to build playable video games. We focus on the art assets of building video games, so concept art and 3D modeling, along with animation and working in game engines. This is not a game design program or a game programming program or an engineering program. So students here are not asked to do the heavy, math, computer language, kind of computer coding stuff that they might do in, a more of a game engineering program. It's art. It's art only. Then we have graphic design. These folks are learning about branding and how to take an idea and move it across multiple platforms. So from cell phones to websites to packaging design to apparel, all of these things are part of the graphic design ecosystem. And so that's a program that really allows students to graduate with a large toolbox of tools. In graphic design, we also work very closely with a lot of industry. So students are working on direct to market projects. We work very closely with Vans, where students have Vans for sale, meaning they make the shoes and then Vans goes and takes them to market. The NHL hockey team, the Anaheim Ducks, we have a partnership with them. We work with Nike as well. Nike chose 3 schools in the country to work with, us being one of them, to run this sponsored program, and we visit Nike every year to see what they're doing behind the scenes. Then we have illustration. So illustration is a great program to end the conversation of majors, because this program tends to act as a catch-all, bringing in concepts from everything. So if you are the type of student who doesn't have a specific industry in mind, illustration is a great program for you, because it's really going to allow you to build a strong foundation and go in a lot of different directions. For instance, the art here to the left of me, screen right, is made by our illustration department. So that is comic books in that program made by a student. Next slide, please. I see here I only have about 30 seconds left. These are pretty quick slides. Here's a screenshot of where our alumni are out in the wild to give an idea of kind of the reach that LCAD, being a small school, we've reached international means. So we've had graduates on a lot of these, or at all of these companies here. Next slide, please. The application to LCAD is pretty easy in terms of collecting your materials. We're not asking for tests or anything. We just want to see that you've passed high school with at least a 2.5 GPA and that you have a portfolio of work that is demonstrating preparedness for our program. Next slide, please. So what goes into a portfolio? It is your best work, your most recent work, and your most relevant work. We love to see visual development as well. There's my timer, so I'll wrap it up here in a sec. That visual development work, we want to see that students are, or how you think. We don't want to just see the logo that you made. We want to see all 20 versions of that logo that failed before you got to the successful one. We can always speak more to that. Next slide, please. So here is our admissions contact. Reach out to us. You can set up virtual tours or in-person tours. We are giving tours on campus now again. And I want to plug myself again here. I am your portfolio coach. Students really do a disservice, and I'll speak for everybody here, right? All the counselors. Reach out to the admissions department. No matter what school you're applying for, there's a version of me, there's a version of everybody here that is there to help you get accepted. So reach out to us. We can tell you how to maximize scholarship opportunities and how to maximize your chances at getting accepted. So don't be shy, reach out to us. Thank you, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Can you see me? Because I can't see myself.
Yes, we can see you, Jasmine.
Awesome. Awesome. Hi, everybody. My name is Jasmine. I'm an admissions counselor from Grand Canyon University. So I am going to be the #1 point of contact for everything. Like Jason was saying, I'm here to help the best way I possibly can. I know how scary and overwhelming picking a university can be. So I'm here to help through the whole entire process, make it a little bit more fun, keep it a little bit more light for you. And that's just how I like to do my style. Okay, guys? But GCU, we're located in Phoenix, Arizona. It can get very hot down there, but it's about 5.5, 6 hours driving and a 45-minute flight. So it's like you're far from California, but not too far. But also, it's good centrally located. Okay, next slide, please. Alrighty, so we are a nonprofit university. Here are just a few facts about our university. We were rated #6 as best college campus by Niche, so there's always a lot to do on campus. We have 9 colleges on our campus. College of Fine Arts and Productions is one of them. College of Science and Engineering and Technology, College of Business, College of Education. So we have 9 colleges on our campus. The main thing I'm going to talk about today is our College of Fine Arts. And there's going to be a slide with all of our majors, so I definitely want to go into that. But as far as our school, majority of our students graduate in 3.5 years, which is really nice. They're not wasting any time. They're getting in and getting out. We're not impacted at all, even though we have a large amount of students, 27,000 students. That is a lot, but our classroom size is still 25-1. And also when you get into your major classes, it may be 7-1 or 8-1, depending on the major. So your college is basically tailored, for you, for whatever major that you're majoring in. Even though we're an out-of-state school, we don't have any out-of-state fees, which is nice. So everyone is paying the same amount as far as tuition. And our style of learning is hands-on. So that's very important in today's learning. Everything is hands-on. You're going to be outside the classroom working on projects and for all majors. And also our faculty has worked professionally in whatever subject that they're teaching. So they've been professionally working in that field and they're teaching you guys, okay? There is no A through G requirement and your scholarships are completely renewable. Next slide, please. Alrighty, guys, so these are all of our majors for our Fine Arts and Production. We have advertising, graphic design, but these are all of our majors for our Fine Arts. It is hands-on learning, like I said. Students are going to be using tools and equipment their first semester in most cases, and that goes for every single major that we have. You're going to dive right into your program right away. You're not wasting any time, which is nice. Music and dance and theater students, you participate in several performances throughout the year and you get to travel, which is really, really cool. And students are able to create portfolios to showcase their work for professional use. So every single program on here, you're going to be creating portfolios for your future, for your career. Next slide, please. Here's a little snapshot. I like to show, what our campus looks like or what we have. We have 4 swimming pools, we have a bowling alley, we have 4 gyms, and we have fitness classes in the gym. So if you want to take a yoga class or a Zumba class, you can incorporate that into your whole schedule, which is nice. We have a whole esports arena, a huge esports arena. So if you're into gaming design, that is a perfect place for you to be at. Now, we are a private Christian university, so we are a religious university. However, it's non-denominational, so anyone is welcome. It doesn't matter what you are, you're more than welcome to come. We are the top 14 safest campus, so we definitely want to make sure that our kids are safe while they're there. Next slide. This is our student housing. I just wanted to show you quickly. We have apartments in our left-hand corner and our dorms in our right-hand corner. You do not have to stay on campus your first year. You're more than welcome to stay off campus. And freshmen are allowed to have apartments, which is really nice. And you could pick your roommate, which is really, really cool. So there's a lot of flexibility when it comes to housing. Next slide. This is our scholarship chart. I wanted to give you a snapshot on what it'll look like for you based upon your GPA. So down here it says 3.0 to 3.2, but our actual minimum GPA is a 2.8 until December. So this just gives you, you know, how much your scholarship amount you're going to get based upon your GPA. And what's cool about SAT and ACT scores, it's not required. However, we do, you know, encourage you to take it, because if you do take it, you'll get that higher score. So if you have a 3.0, but you score an 1170 on your SAT, we'll take the Dean scholarship versus the lower scholarship. So it gives you the opportunity for more scholarship money. Next slide. Now, another thing that I want to mention is we have free campus visits for seniors who are eligible, which I think is such a great opportunity. We fly you out first class. Just kidding, not first class. I totally wish it was first class. But we fly you guys out. You guys get to stay in one of our dorms. You can also fly with your friends, so you can bring your friends over to experience this. We also fly out counselors and administrators too from your school, just so that they can, you know, get a feel of what our campus is and what we have to offer you. But it's a really great opportunity. You'll get a campus tour. You'll be able to speak with other seniors and freshmen from the school. You'll get broken up into your, you know, declared major, and you'll learn all about your program and, you know, what it's going to entail and what it's going to look like. So it's a great opportunity to do that. You'll apply, and I can text you directly the application link. It's completely free. There's no personal statement or letters of recommendation required. It takes like 15 minutes to complete. I have a meeting with you and your family just to make sure that everyone is on board with everything. I believe that it takes a village to raise a child. So I am very personal when it comes to my families. I become part of their family in the end, which is cool. But this is great, guys. You guys get to experience this. So you apply, you'll have a meeting with me, you'll fill out a Discover waiver, and then I'll be able to get you on a trip. But that's pretty much, I know I was going very fast, but I wanted to respect the time. And I'm going to put my information up in the chat. If you guys wanted to text me or call me or email me, I am pretty open. Definitely talk to your admissions counselors, take advantage of your college resources, and have a good time. So thank you guys for listening.
Thank you to all of our reps joining us this evening. That was wonderful. So we have a couple of questions, and I do want to remind our reps that if you do have anything to share on the chat, to make sure that it's sent to everybody so that all the attendees can see it. So right now we're going to jump into the Q&A portion of this presentation. We have a few minutes to address your questions. So I believe we have a couple of questions in actually I believe it's for Amy from Emerson. So at this time, I will ask my reps to turn on their cameras so that we can answer questions. So Amy, we have a couple of questions for you. So what is your early action and regular decision deadlines?
Sure.
That was the first question for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So early action and early decision are both November 1st. And then students will typically hear back by about mid-December. We do also have an early decision round 2, just in case any students want to do the round 2 option, and that deadline would be December 1st. And then probably we'll hear back late January, somewhere right around there. Regular decision deadline is January 14th.
Perfect. And then we did have one more question for you, Amy. Can you tell us a little bit more about the tours that are happening at your campus?
Sure. I see that. I'll see if I can find a link to send here of the virtual tour as well. We do regular virtual tours. We do kind of a mix of them. I believe we have a recorded one, and I'll see if I can find that and add it on here. But we also will have virtual tours that are with actual student tour guides, and then we're actually back to doing in-person tours as well. So a few different options, but I will look for the link here and go ahead and send that in the chat here as well.
Wonderful. Thank you, Amy. And then for our attendees, our students, families, and community members, please, if you have any other questions, submit them in the Q&A. I want to remind you that if there's specific rep that you want to address your question to include that in the question. So I'm not seeing any other questions in the chat. I'll give you a few seconds. In the meantime, I do want to remind all of our attendees that this is day 3 of our 4-day college fair event. So today we have a few more showcases later this evening. So please check those out on our website, CUSD-Futureology.org/college fair. Tomorrow is our last day of our event. We have breakout sessions by topic. So we're going to have a financial aid presentation. We're going to have an undocumented student resources presentation. We're also going to have a college admissions mini case study. So colleges are going to review how they make decisions, admissions decisions. And then we're also going to have a presentation on STEM programs and how to prepare to apply as a STEM major. So there are no more questions. I want to kind of wrap it up and thank our reps for joining us today. I really appreciate all of you for making time out of your busy schedules. Fall is a very busy time for our reps. So I want to thank you deeply for joining us this evening. And I'll wrap it up if there's no more questions. Reps, is there anything else that you want to share since we do have the additional time? This recording will be posted on our website. I mentioned the website earlier, and then also on our YouTube channel. You can see on the screen where you can find our YouTube channel. So all of that will be posted later on this month for you to review at a later time. So I want to give with the few minutes that we have, if there's anything else that our reps want to share.
I'm wondering, Monica, is there anything that you know that students are always asking that maybe everybody here could address, like in a quick answer? Like, is there something that you know that the students might want to hear? They're just not, asking the questions.
Yeah, I think one of the common questions, and we hear more so from parents, is just like financial aid opportunities, and if there's any merit-based scholarships that our students can benefit from. So I think that's one of the main ones that we're getting so far at this event.
Sure. Well, I'll start there since I guess my mic is off. I'll volunteer on that. But yeah, so we have merit scholarship opportunities. So every student that gets accepted to Laguna College of Art and Design receives a merit scholarship. Our tuition is already one of the lowest nonprofit visual arts colleges on the West Coast for studying art. And then on top of that, every student on average gets about $9,000 a year. That scholarship could range from $5,000 to $15,000. It just kind of depends on where that student's merit is. But the way we've organized the scholarships is that everybody gets something.
Perfect. Thank you, Jason. Anyone else want to tackle that question?
Happy.
Oh, sorry.
Go for it, Amy.
Sorry. Just really quick. So we automatically review all of our students for merit scholarships when they apply. So they don't have to do anything additional to be considered for any merit scholarships. We give them out for all sorts of reasons. They could have been doing some really cool volunteer work. They might have a lot of need. They might be artistically really inclined. They range from $5,000 to full rides, just depending. They're renewed every year. They are for all 4 years. Some of them are stackable. Most of them are stackable. So most students will have the ability to at least get some merit aid from Emerson.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and it's very similar for California College of the Arts. We offer both merit scholarships and need-based financial aid. Our merit scholarships range up to $24,000 a year, but the average merit scholarship is actually $22,000 a year, and about 80% of our students do receive merit scholarships. So you can do the math. You can figure out that your odds of getting a merit scholarship are pretty good at CCA. And then, of course, we know that the merit scholarship isn't everything, that you're going to want additional funding. And so we do offer need-based financial aid for California residents. That can go up to 85% the cost of tuition. So we all here know, the prospect of attending a private art college can be expensive. So really take the time, dig into our website, see that the sticker price that is big, that's scary, that's on our website when you Google us, anything might not be the full story, but we might be more affordable than you think. And again, we've been saying this all session, but we're here to talk to you. So if cost is a concern, hit us up, let us know what you're worried about, and we can direct you to the resources you need to afford college.
Wonderful.
I'll pop in here. Very similar to the others, you automatically apply for the merit scholarship when you apply to FITM. And I briefly talked about them when I spoke, but a big one is our clubs that you can have at your high school or junior college. And that could be a graphic design club that you connect with FITM, or a digital media club, or a fashion club. And that's just a great opportunity to link with FITM. And it's a very large scholarship, or it's a $10,000 a year scholarship for the president, and $5,000 if you're a member. There's also DECA and, BP at Nordstrom's. There's so many little ones that I always say, dig into our website, the same thing. Look at our scholarships. There's full rides, which are contests that we have. One is through Fashion Club. One is just a national scholarship that which every one of our majors, we give a full year to the first placed winner of a scholarship. And that's for all 20 of our majors. So we give 21-year scholarships, which is a great opportunity for that right student that really wants to hustle and work hard and really be passionate about their career and their major. So pretty similar to everyone else. I appreciate it again. Thanks.
All right. So we're going to end it there for the sake of time, but thank you. A special thank you to our reps joining us this evening. I also want to thank our attendees for joining us. Please check out the rest of our events, but have a great evening, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your week. Goodbye.
Hi, everyone. Thanks.